Most people in cryptocurrency are losing money, not due to lack of opportunity, but because they're chasing illiquid rug pulls that vanish overnight. XRP, XLM, and XDC have made solid gains this cycle so far. The real question is, can they go that extra mile and deliver life changing returns, or is it time to start looking elsewhere? That is what we are discussing today. So if you own XRP, XLM, or XDC, or just enjoy watching the videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make on the channel, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, for context, I've been bullish on XRP since the lows of 30 cents. And every single time I purchased XRP, I took it off the exchange and secured it in cold storage. Unfortunately, not everyone did the same. Back in 2023, at the lows, millions of XRP were stolen. So many people made the right decision to buy XRP, but they did not secure it correctly, did not let that person be you. Which cold storage wallet do I recommend? Well, it's always decent for a few simple, quick reasons. First, other utility holders use this wallet. XRP and XLM were among the top swap tokens in the past week. Why do they choose this wallet? Well, a simple reason: the utility tokens are supported and the tokens within their ecosystem. So here we can see the XRC20 tokens for XDC. Second, the wallet is very affordable compared to alternatives in the market. Right, keep in mind this is pounds versus dollars. You're also getting free shipping from the States, Europe, and Japan. And finally, the wallet is just very easy to navigate. Right, it's similar to an old generation iPod. You sign in with your fingerprint, no long code every single time you need to log in or make a transaction. It's just very easy to use. So if you want discounted links, go and check them out down below in the description. Moving on to the video. Why most crypto holders are losing money and why you might not have to. Now, just before we get into returns and how high these cryptocurrencies can go, I first want to make the point: just by holding these cryptos, you will outperform most. This cycle so far, we have seen XRP do an 11.9x, XLM an 8.9x, and XDC a 6.2x. And the majority of traders have lost money. First, due to emotional trading, right? Today, in 20 minutes alone, $420 million was liquidated, and also due to rug pulls. Right, in the past week alone, we have seen two moderately high cap cryptocurrencies essentially go to zero. This should not be happening in a prosperous bull market. And if you venture into low caps and meme coins, the purpose is to use those profits to put into cash and buy more utility cryptocurrencies. You do not sell your blue chips like XRP, XLM, Ethereum to buy meme coins. It's a losing game. There is a reason why at the peak of every single cycle, you see many coins come and go, but the utility cryptocurrencies stay around. So now we've established just by holding utility cryptos, you will outperform the broader market. Why these free cryptos specifically? Well, they are category leaders. XRP is a leader in B2B cross-border payments, XLM is a leader in peer-to-peer cross-border payments, and XDC is a leader in digitizing trade finance, right? They're not like these other 20 plus smart contract protocols competing for the same market. These are trillion-dollar markets we are talking about here, right? XRP is that global payments accelerator. So when you talk about Ripple trying to capture 14% of Swift within the next 5 years, you have XLM, the everyday money mover, right, partnering with MoneyGram, that crypto to cash infrastructure, allowing that transfer in over 180 plus countries, and XDC digitizing trade finance, literally partnering with trade finance firms and closing that multi-trillion dollar gap. And that is why these free cryptos cannot be replicated, right? Their years worth of partnerships, integrations, and their position in the market. These thousands of cryptocurrencies being created every single day are competing for a lower level of liquidity that involves max extraction. And finally, these free cryptocurrencies have momentum. They've outperformed the broader market since November 2024. Many cryptos I hold in my portfolio, which I'm bullish on, revisited the lower levels after the rally. These free cryptocurrencies did not. So if network activity and adoption growing, these free cryptos have it. Now, moving on to the main point of the video, we've discussed holding utility cryptos you outperform, why these three in specifics, what potential upside is there without guessing numbers. Yes, without guessing numbers. I don't want to grab a chart, draw a bunch of squiggly lines going up to $100 per XRP. I actually want to base it on information. Now, we know that history does not repeat, but the past often rhymes. So if we go to the prior cycle performances, we can see XRP had a 7.9x, XLM had a 20.7x, and XDC was well over 1000x. And I want to base this off diminishing returns, right? Every single cycle, we see low returns every single time. So we're taking the previous multiple times the decay factor. And we can see this happen in Bitcoin dropping every single cycle. And we got these results by grabbing the absolute low and peak of every cycle, calculating that multiple, and comparing it to the next cycle, what drop or increase there would be. And we're seeing clear diminishing returns 97 to 78 to 63 and so on. Obviously, if Bitcoin decides to increase or decrease, that final result will change. We're seeing this happen in Ethereum and pretty much every other asset in the market, just like XLM. It's following this trajectory, right? Peak parabola in 2017, 2018, and a drop to 20.7x, a 95% drop, then till today, a 57% drop. So if we compare to that decay factor of the prior cycle, we can see there's still a lot of room left for XLM. And here is where things get interesting, right? Initially, XRP follows the same path as XLM, outperforms in the initial cycle, then a drop, a 99% drop in terms of returns, but then actually outperforms. No more diminishing returns, outperforms in this cycle. This is why it's so hard to predict the price of utility cryptocurrencies, because their price increase is more tied to adoption and network utility, right? Clearly, the case was suppressing the price of XRP in the prior cycle, and now the case being over has enabled outperformance. And unfortunately, with XDC, we do not have an extra cycle for more information. So the results are inflated due to low liquidity and hype from the first cycle. So do not expect a 600 or 300x at all. I think it's best to compare with XRP and XLM, cryptos that XDC follows, and they both had their parabola phase. So they had a 20x in the next cycle, and XRP would have had the same if it wasn't for the case suppressing the price. So final results, final conclusion to how high these cryptos can go. XLM currently around an 8x from the cycle lows. Decay would be a 10x, flirting with all-time highs around a 13x. I believe it will go there and beyond, mainly due to XRP outperforming and XLM following. Then we have XRP, obviously outperforming the cycle, not diminishing in terms of returns. If we have that 20x, what it should have gotten back in the prior cycle, that would be around $6, and we're probably going to go a little bit beyond that. And finally, with XDC, based on the other two cryptos, that 6.2x jump to 20x, so much more room to grow. Now moving on to the final point of the video, how to tell when the market is peaking and when to take profits. And when it comes to taking profit on utility cryptos, it is a touchy subject, right? I'm seeing too many tweets where people are saying this cycle is different, this time is different. We will not see another bear market with utility cryptocurrencies. Trust me, we will see another bear market just like every other cycle where cryptocurrencies decrease over a long period of time. This time is not different at all. It's the equivalent of saying Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is over at the stone cold lows during November 2022. Both sides are just as toxic as the other. So what top signals am I looking for? Well, Cyclops says 0 of his 30 indicators are hit. I'm personally looking at USDT dominance to hit 3.5% and below. When it's high, it means people are in stable coins, people are risk averse, and the market is trending sideways or bearish. When it is low, people are pretty much all in Bitcoin and altcoins. And that usually occurs near the top of the market. I'm also looking at whale data on sentiment. I feel like not many people are actually doing this. It's been pretty reliable in terms of bottoms. They started accumulating when XRP was not a security. And during the last cycle, when they started selling off, that was the beginning of the downtrend for XRP. So far this cycle, we haven't seen too sharp of a sell-off just yet. And finally, I'm looking for a sustained loss of spot premium for XRP. Now, while this is part of my strategy, I'm more focused on setting targets with the cryptocurrencies that I own. And if you're interested in seeing where I'm taking profit with XRP, XLM, XDC, Tau, and so on, check out my private portfolio series where I showcase what I'm buying, what I'm selling every single week, my limit orders, my sell orders, everything involved in my private portfolio. Go and check out these videos. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. We discussed so far that just holding utility cryptos, you will outperform most, why these free cryptos are the best out of the bunch, and sort of estimations to how high these cryptos can go. They still have a lot left for this cycle. But if you made this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.